Cue the band. Cue the band. It's Sunday morning. Good morning, early risers. People who got out of bed on Sunday morning. What's wrong with us? Well, we're different. We know we're different. And we're here. 29 of us so far. It's great. It's great. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. And I'm Mitch. And I got my coffee right here. So, without further ado, let's drink it if we got it and wait for the sleepy crowd to come ambling into the room, staggering with their coffee. Yes, Peter, I couldn't help but see that big green message on the screen. Thank you. You're doing your job. Wow, wow, wow. A pretty heavy-duty question for first thing Sunday morning. Brandy K., how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm going to answer that question. And then we're going to have a panel. And I'm going to try to answer that question without it taking an hour and a half. Because that question from Randy K. on a super chat. Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. Why do you want to be OMAD? I'll start with that part of the question. I don't want to be OMAD, really. So I don't know if that question should read, why would somebody want to be OMAD? Or is that specifically aimed at me in particular? I don't go out of my way, and this is the main point I want to make. I don't go out of my way to try and override any natural instinct of hunger and satiety that I may have. And if you make the declaration that I want to be OMAD, you're basically just listening to some more of the same noise that we hear telling us what we should be doing based on somebody else's opinion. And if nothing else, I hope that's a overriding theme that I just keep coming back with. Keep it simple. Listen to your instincts. Tune out the noise. Stop being influenced by influencers and start being influenced by your own emotions and instincts. That's what they're for. Every animal on the planet does not make a decision of how many meals he needs to or she needs to eat that day. If it feels good, do it. So some days I may eat one meal. Some days I may eat 2 meals. Very rarely do I eat any more than that. Not because I'm on a conscious schedule, but because I'm just not hungry. It's just that easy. Okay, so that's the first part of the question, Randy, and I hope that answered you. Now, if you have a particular goal for yourself, and unlike me, you're not just cruising. You've already lost the weight. You've already fixed the health issues that you wanted to. You pretty well have accepted the fact that this is as good as it's going to get. And there's not much you can do to make it any better because you've already done everything that makes sense to you. That's one thing. But if you got a couple 100 pounds you need to drop, yeah, you're probably going to have to step in, take inventory of your cravings and desires and emotions and habits and brainwashing and really give it more thought than just acting instinctually, because your instincts are telling you to stand in line at Starbucks first thing in the morning and end your day in line at the 7-Eleven at midnight with a gallon of ice cream in your hand. That's instinctual too, emotional. That's programming. So you may have to consciously say, okay, I want to eat one meal a day if I'm ever going to get off of this emotional binging roller coaster. But that becomes an individual thing that can't really you can't really universally apply that to everybody. Okay, that's OMAD. And what can a person do to prevent dementia? Oh, help with spaces in between. Help prevent or reverse, maybe even halt early signs of dementia. Well, what is dementia? Dementia is the fact that something's not firing in your brain on all cylinders. What can you do when your car is sputtering and backfiring and only running on 6 of its 8 cylinders? Well, try to find out what's wrong with your engine. And the thing that's wrong with most people's brain these days is because of all the dietary wisdom, low fat, coupled with this misguided obsession that to lower your so-called cholesterol, again, a misnomer, lower your LDL, the healthier you're going to be. And then when you turn around and take a look at the human brain and what it's made of, you find out it's made up of pretty well fat and cholesterol. And it needs all that fat and all that cholesterol to fire on all cylinders. So what we're doing is we're prescribing, under the cloak of a, quote, healthy diet, what should more aptly be named the mental illness diet, the dementia diet. Or you pick your mental illness of choice, the autism diet. And our entire medical community is recommending that to all of their patients. And you know how I feel about that. I ran about that more than anything. And then they can come along and help you manage the decline, cheerleading you on all the way with propaganda and nonsense, phony studies, and God, don't get me started. The obvious nature of that simple truth is what frustrates me and makes me rant. And that's a whole nother story about why maybe ranting is sometimes the only way to bust up the brainwashing. Maybe you need that shock value. Maybe calm, logical discussion. Just doesn't do it. You need to share, looking at Nick Cage in the movie Moonstruck and screaming at the top of her lungs, "Snap out of it!" That's where I think my YouTube channel has digressed to. Sheer frustration. So, dementia is caused by the lack of fat in your diet and the artificially lowering of your LDL against the will of all of your ancient chemistry and physiology to get it up where it needs to be. And that is why, in the few little tests that have been done, like going into a nursing home, putting these poor dementia patients on a high-fat diet, not lowering their cholesterol, taking them off their statins, they get their brains back in so many cases. It is so obvious. You don't even have to know a lot for you to know how obvious it is. And that's why the only thing that you can possibly do to fix this trend of nursing home construction that's going on in this country and hospice construction is to convince people, where the hell did you get the idea that eating fat is deadly for you? Your doctor told you? Which is why I'm on a rampage, even though I know that not all doctors are bad, but a rampage against the whole medical community. And I end up ranting. Randy, I hope that answers your question. So we get on with the business at hand. Open panel Sunday. We can talk about that. We can talk about other things. Or we can talk about trivia and nonsense and laugh and joke and not solve anything, but relax. Because that's good for you too. That's good for you too. And I try to mix it up. But lately, my friends, especially when I take a day off, you leave me alone on a day off with my thoughts. I go to some very dark places and explore areas of actual reality, not our perceived reality, not our desired reality, but how it really is. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty. And then for some reason, my overwhelming desire to try to help point out the absurdities. The stuff that didn't come from actual reality. It came from human invention. And how it affects our ideologies, which are impossible to overcome. And then I eventually, at the end of the day of thinking like that, draw the conclusion that there's no place for me on YouTube. There's no way I can build an audience. There's no way I can reach people that are unreachable, change minds that are unchangeable, reason with people that are unreasonable, talk about logic and reality with people that are illogical. And I think that 90% of the people in this country are all of those things and only believe what they want to believe based on their ideology, whether it be political or religious or scientific or whatever. And beating a dead horse. That's depressing. So let's talk about trivia today, huh? All 70 of you that got out of bed to be here with me. And I think I maybe have found the 100 or so absolute logical thinkers in the world. Although sometimes after reading the comments, I doubt it, but we're all here for different reasons. Here's a link to I put this in the chat. Here's a link to the panel this morning. You guys can come on here and let me off the hook so I don't have to rant for an hour and a half. They pin that message to the top and take another sip of coffee and start to say hello to people. And we see, excuse me. I could look away when I do this. My nose itches, it itches. Been up since 5 this morning. No reason to get up that early, I just do. So let's see who is here. I try to get all the way back to the beginning of the chat. And Lady June was the first one in. Hi, Lady June. How are you? Proud American. All the regulars chimed in yesterday. Michael Pregler, my good friend, how are you? And the Furrow Grandma and Peter. Peter chimed in last night. Hiya, Peter. How you doing? And here we have Rick chimed in to say hello. Wait a minute, Rick. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. There you go. A quack for you. Aunt B chimed in, and Mandy Beddoes chimed in. Middle of the night, Lady June. Of course, she's early morning. She just got up there over there in England. Patty's Garden checked in, and at 2 o'clock in the morning. Jim, good morning, Mitch. Great video clip. You got 2K on the one about the doctors. We need more of that. They'll be able to keep putting. I want to talk about that too. I'll do it real quick here because I wanted to make a comment about that. I put out 2 videos yesterday. More clips from some live streams from last week. One of them was a rant. I billed it as a rant. I plastered the word rant all over the place. And I ranted. And I ranted about something I truly believe. That your odds are better of being healthy by staying away from doctors. Against all the arguments that you need them. Because every time I get involved with them, I see how disgusting the way the medical community operates is. Not because they want to operate that way, because the powers that be force them to. And it takes a doctor with balls to go against the medical community, and they don't have that. They're not strong enough. They have too much invested in their education. Too many student loans to pay off. Too many house payments and Porsche payments that they've obligated themselves for. And they are causing, contrary to the Hippocratic Oath, they are causing more harm than they are good. And the good they think they're doing is basically perpetuating suffering. I can't think of a better way to put it. They perpetuate suffering. How else would you put it? Have you walked into a hospital lately? You get past the ice cream trucks lined up outside so the staff can all go out there and get their fix. Low fat yogurt. Because we're health professionals, after all. We know not to eat that meat and fat. Poison. And then they go in and administer more and more deadly poisonous drugs to the people they're supposed to be helping, who lay there suffering all day or drooling because they've lost their minds. How the hell can we put up with this? Not only do we put up with it, they've got us respecting it, honoring it, and putting it all up on a pedestal. So I ranted. I also put out a little wisdom. Keep it simple, stupid, I said. Don't overcomplicate things. Maybe some of the best advice you're going to get from any carnivore influencer about anything, because it's advice that doesn't require you to be a rocket scientist to follow. It's an important message. Eat meat. The rant video got 10 times as many views as the wisdom video. So that little experiment showed me, in an effort to give them what they want, maybe you have to rant to hammer a point home. Maybe you can't just be a nice guy, a calm guy, stating opinions and facts with no emotion whatsoever, without showing people listening to you that you have emotional skin in the game. You're passionate about what you're saying. You truly believe it. You're the person standing there yelling, snap out of it, as opposed to the person pandering to make sure you continue to like him. That is destructive, but it's effective. And it's the reason I have a few people watching me this morning, I think. And I think that's my place on YouTube. It's different than Kiltz's place, different than Ken Burry's place, it's different than all the scientists' place. I'm the guy standing out there screaming, wake up, wake up. And I think that's the best I can do. And it will never make me any money. It'll never do me any good. But that's the best I can do, and that's how I think the future of my channel is going to go, with an occasional chuck roast video thrown in. The worst that could happen is everybody just stops saying that the guy's a lunatic and goes away, and I go away and live my life and secure the knowledge that I tried. None of us knows everything, that's for sure. So far I got one person. I got Steve Rogers in the green room, and I'll get to Steve in a minute, but I'd like to see a couple of other people come in so we can get a little panel going, so I don't just simply put Steve Rogers on the spot and make him help me fill up the conversation. Come on, guys. Put some clothes on. I know you're all lounging around in your pajamas. Don't want to be on camera, but come on in. Lori Weisel says, yay, Steve Rogers. So, Jem, yes, I think my rant videos do better than anything. And I think that's where my passion might be channeled to do some good for people that actually have an open mind and aren't just here looking for the magic pill, the quick fix. Don't tell me why I need to do things. Just tell me what to do. And change the direction of what they do every 5 minutes. Oh, I'm going to try that. I got to give that up. I had to quit coffee. I had to start drinking coffee. The reason that so many people fail is the reason that they have no idea what they're doing or why. They just do everything that sounds like the fad of the day. That's human nature. That's a fashion statement, not a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. That's a fashion statement. You just want to fit in. You want to be able to brag about the fact that you're doing the thing that is the trend of the day. Today I quit coffee. Today I started drinking coffee. Tomorrow I'll quit coffee. In reality, whether you drink coffee or not doesn't mean anything. It's not the deciding factor of whether you get healthy or not. It's a minor little, maybe has an effect, maybe doesn't. It's not going to be the answer for you, whether you take a supplement, whether you take creatine, whether you drink coffee, whether you fast for 7 days, whether none of that stuff is the answer, and you're never going to get anywhere by simply trying something different every day. But we live in a sales-oriented society where everybody is selling something and we're buying everything that makes us believe what we want to believe, whether it eventually turns out to be true or not. And it just goes back to my advice: don't sweat the small stuff. If you make some major changes, quit sugar, quit plants, quit carbs, give carnivore a try for a month or 2 or 3. Stop, just do something for more than 5 minutes. Give it a chance to see if it'll work. You might feel bad before you feel better. That's almost guaranteed when you make changes. Nobody has any patience anymore, or convictions, or the ability to ferret out reality from brainwashing. And it isn't getting any better in our society. It's getting worse. TikTok. That's how we live in a TikTok world now. Our attention span is measured in milliseconds. The time we devote to critical thinking, well, there's no time for that anymore. I've got to watch 600 shorts today, presented to me one after another with no break in between, no time to think about anything, with flashing words drilled right into my subconscious. I have got to be connected to the matrix. All that stuff is a conduit for brainwashing. You become one of those people you see in the science fiction movies that are tied down to a chair with toothpicks holding their eyes opening in front of a bright screen, flashing. That's what we're doing to ourselves. Nobody slows down and has a conversation or has any time to reflect. We're too busy for that. Ugh. I don't know. At any rate, I don't see anybody but Steve Rogers in here. I don't want to keep Steve waiting. I'll give you a couple more minutes for people to come in. I sit here again wondering whether I'm wasting my time and your time, whether I'm actually doing any good or just frustrating myself even further. Knowing the problems, seeing all the signs, watching the world go to hell, watching society crumble right before my eyes. It doesn't look good for us as a human race from all angles. The problems and the causes of these problems are evident to anybody that has been around for a while and witnessed these things, because those that don't acknowledge history are doomed to repeat it. And I've seen a lot of history. And this is nothing new. This is, again, people being controlled, herded like sheep, told what to buy, what to eat, where to live, and who to vote for. It's all bullshit. It used to be just some bullshit. These days, my friends, it's all bullshit. 100%. From every direction. Both sides of the political aisle. It's not encouraging. But I will be your beacon of light in this dark tunnel. Oh my God. Yeah, Roxanne, friend, how you doing? Good to see you. Lori's here. Smoothie's here. Rick came back. Tuka's here. Hiya, Tuka. You're not even in the chat this morning. Nobody wants to see me. Is the link not working or something? Steve, it worked, didn't it? Maybe people don't want to be around me today. Yeah. Robbie Autry's here. Worthy Prince, good morning to you. Don Shanger. Who was first this morning? Who was first? My God, somebody new. Worthy Prince. First at 7 a.m. And I've already burned up half of this program and we haven't even gotten started yet. So, without further ado, let me bring in a superhero. Maybe he can straighten me out. Hang on a second. Let me get my scene. Not that one, but this one. And you give me 1 second to do this up because let me introduce Captain America. Ah, how's that? Hi, Steve.
Good morning, Mitch.
Is it a good?
Hey, just appreciate you connecting me to the Matrix here. So
Yeah. Well, we have our own little matrix going on. Nobody wants to join us this morning. What have I scared everybody away?
And I should be scared. I don't have anything to say. I'm just gonna.
Oh wow. Yes, the audience participation leaves a lot to be desired. We are chatting away, though, so I guess I'm going to have to steer the conversation towards the chat. Richard Williams is here, so you chime in when you feel the need. Do you feel self-conscious sitting there like that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not as much as I have in the recent past.
Okay, I mean, I can do this. I can put you over there on the side so you don't feel like the center of attention.
That's fine. Whatever. You're the star. I'm just here. I'm just your mini me right now.
Okay. Well, good to have you here. Let's see if anybody else comes in. Superstars on the screen, says Lori Weitzel. Yes, a superhero and a super grump. A super grump. Gemma just asked a question about if you think kilts will take statins or not. Yes, Peter. I didn't get to that one yet. I will. I don't think he's going to take statins. I don't think so. He and I used him as an example, not the fact that he had a stroke or anything serious, but the fact that he had been advised by some to take statins. I was advised by the entire medical community to take statins after my stroke because everybody knows that my high LDL caused my stroke. That's settled science. That's without a doubt. Everybody knows that. When it's absolutely false. But everybody knows it in the medical community, which just elevates my esteem of the medical community down to the basement. John Beatty Art from Gemmet. Question, yes, Mitch. Question above from me. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't want to miss these questions. They're good ones. And ranting and keeping track of things is a form of multitasking, which which is so hard to do. And does that warmer keep your coffee nice and hot all the time? It does. It does, Robbie. You have to be careful because it has many temperature settings. I keep it at 145. Any hotter than that, you can burn yourself. Got to be careful. It goes up to 180 degrees. You got to boil water in this, with the thing. But yes, it keeps it hot. It's hot now. It's going to be hot until this stream is over, if there's any left. It's fabulous, and Francine Bourgeois bought it for me. Thank you, Francine. Thank you, Francine. Maybe it's you that scared him away, Steve. Maybe it's not me. Oh, wow. Wow, Main Runner's here. How you doing? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, guys. Let the party begin. The ladies have arrived.
All right.
Yes. Tina, where the hell have you been?
Well, it's a long story, Mitch, and I don't want to depress anybody, but my husband died a little over a year ago. And last month I had to end his estate and everything was final. And it just,
I understand.
it just took a toll on me.
I
And so
understand.
I just simply had to unplug for a while, but I'm getting there.
Good. Good. Well, that's
Yeah.
life, I guess. That's life.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of friends here and a place to be if you want to be, and I'm so glad. Everybody was worried about you.
I've been listening, but
So we all had you off gambling. I mean,
and I'm sorry. The thing of it is I just been I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I understand.
And I
Don't
may
talk.
not even be able to stay on here. I became an emotional wreck over it all, and
Okay,
then the whole
Okay.
Charlie Kirk thing, and I
you
don't know.
have to talk. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to.
So-
Don't, because that's what happens when I'm left alone with my thoughts. I talk myself into a tizzy. So, don't.
I am better. Don't let the emotion fool you, because I am better. I'm back to exercising. I'm back on my diet.
Atta girl.
Went off the deep end, and I don't.
Well, we all go off the deep end. There's
And-
any of us here that don't have those kind of, especially with something as traumatic as that, and time never really makes it go away completely, but your priorities begin to come back a little bit. You begin to get a little joie de vivre, joy of life again, and we have to go through that. That's called grieving. And
Nobody
That's called
prepares you
grieving.
for it.
yep, no, nothing prepares you for any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Any of this stuff, and and you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to
Thank
see you
you.
here.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and I thought
I
maybe it
just
was
didn't
something.
want to come on here and be a babbling mess. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna let you listen. That's my job.
I'll be the babbling mess.
Yeah, it's my job, and I'm not gonna let you take my job away from me on my own live stream. If there's going to be any babbling mess to be had, it's going to be me. Okay, you just get the rules straight here. I'm the guy that rants.
And I tell you, that Charlie thing, poor family and children.
Yeah, you can't start to ruin your life over somebody else's misfortune, especially somebody that you don't even know.
I know.
It's bad enough. Yeah, but that is an example of how we are manipulated for political purposes by everybody that wants to sell us something. There's a motive behind all that pushing and all that emotion and all those services and candle lighting things and funerals.
Get
and
away from it.
Poor Charlie. Let me
everywhere.
tell you something.
Okay.
It's sad that it happened. There's also some homeless guy that was run over by a truck yesterday in downtown Detroit that died. That's equally as sad as Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Why don't
true.
we hear about him? Why
That's
don't we
true.
have a vigil for him? A candlelight vigil for the poor homeless guy that got run over by a drunk driver in a van in downtown Detroit yesterday. Why don't we hear about that? You know why? Because we can't be motivated to any kind of action. We can't donate money. We can't rile up people politically to our side instead of their side. And you see both sides. I think it's despicable. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You've just proven that there's a world full of crazies on both sides. On both sides. And you're both doing things wrong. You're both pushing a radical agenda. And anybody who thinks that the right don't push a radical agenda just like the left does is, again, living in a fantasy world. If and this is going to piss a lot of people off and probably lose me another 100 subscribers, but if any of you on the right think that you're right because of your particular religious belief, then you're as delusional as everybody else. That is a sad reality. And yet, that is why so many people hate the right. The right is constantly, I hate the right for that. And yet I'm a Republican. But I hate the right because they're always telling me who I need to worship. And I worship nobody. Period. I don't have a supreme authority figure on my life that I'm afraid will punish me if I don't toe the line. And if you live a life like that, I feel sorry for you. So, sorry about Charlie Kirk. You're hurting yourself if you take it too personally, I think. That's reality. That's my
Never
advice.
really thought about it that way, Mitch.
There are so many tragedies every second of every day that warrant our sympathy, our support, our bad feelings. But we only tend to want to jump on the bandwagon of those tragedies that simply give one side or the other with their fantasy and anything but reality to sell us their agendas and get us on their side, stick a sign in our hand, stick their hand in our wallet, and say, good doggy, march this way. It is obvious. It is evident in everything. And that's what I say. The world is all bullshit. That's what I mean. Everything. We're told how to react, how to believe, how to feel, and where to send the donation.
It's like they want to drive us based on our emotions instead of intellectual fact and looking at everything involved. They want people to be emotional.
Well, people don't act intellectually. People act emotionally. Now we got a few more people here to join into Mitch's enlightening and cheery Sunday morning gathering here on YouTube. Well, Michael, you are there. All I saw was dark. Michael,
I'm here, man.
How you doing?
I'm extremely well. It's dark at home. I'm just kind of sitting in my living room, listening to the usual.
Yeah, the usual.
Love every minute of it, man. Love every minute of it.
Okay, well, you know.
I walk outside, see if I brighten up some. There we go.
All right. There you are.
Man, I gotta try it out. I'm just on my phone is all, so there we go.
No, man, good to see you. Good to see you.
Out back.
All right. All right.
Beautiful morning. Steve Rod, hey, I drive through Kansas City about every month. My son is in Fort Riley, military.
Okay.
My grandson, I mean. But, yeah, love your show, Mitch. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank
I don't
you.
know if you remember, I used to come on a couple of years ago all the time. It was usually
Yeah.
just me and you on Thursday nights.
But yeah, but you're in the chat all the time, so
Yeah. I
um,
don't do the camera thing a whole lot.
no, and nobody really has to, except this guy. This guy, you know. Do you remember the shadow? Remember the shadow?
Yes. The shadow,
shadow.
knows.
Shadow knows. And they used to say, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. The shadow. Well, this man is everywhere.
Yeah,
Guess who?
I started
Here,
growing
this
the hair and the beard. There he is.
Good morning.
Yeah.
The Quack Master.
He never
Oh,
gets
yeah.
off that. You know, Rick tells us that he does all this stuff and he goes out and he works and he does that. But I don't know. I have never seen Rick do anything but sit on that couch stuffing his face.
Playing with Milton.
Yeah, with cats crawling all over him. I don't know, Rick. I don't know. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm getting ready. A friend of mine's moving, so he's going to pick me up. We're going to get the Bobcat out there and move all his stuff so he can move upstate. He's coming closer to you. Like all my other friends, they're smart enough to leave Miami. I'll be the last one out of here, most likely. But it's in the works.
Well, if we keep growing like we're growing, I'm going to be leaving here pretty soon because there's nowhere to go anymore. Nowhere to go. Jem says, Mitch, good points. Maybe clip this. Yeah.
You need to make a
I
short
don't
video
know.
of that.
You know, I have that coffee cup and it says, I'm a straight white Republican male. How else could I piss you off today? Well, I could, if I developed a list of ways I can piss you off, it would be endless because everybody has an ideology. And an ideology isn't something you decide that you have. You are the sum total of everything you've experienced in your life and sometimes your ancestors' experiences. And it's deep-seated in your physiology. You can't just change your mind. Nobody can change your mind. It's like trying to talk a vegan out of being disgusted at the thought of eating an animal, and they come up with all the reasons. They have to come to an epiphany on their own. Anybody will never change their ideology until it comes from a sudden and shocking revelation that, holy shit, have I really been that wrong about something so important? And you'd think with all the evidence out there, the stuff that doesn't make sense, I'm being pointed out to you, if you'll even listen, about George Carlin talking about religion and making a joke out of it and everybody laughing, yet nobody's minds are changed. It's why, I adopt the attitude that it's dangerous in this world to do that. It's the stuff that terrorism is made of. It's the stuff that Charlie Kirk deaths are made of. It's a dangerous world. So we sit here. I'm glad I'm not a big star because I probably have death threats by now. I don't have enough people watch me to piss off that many people. But it's dangerous in this world and getting more dangerous. And I looked at the YouTube feed that I get. And my YouTube feed this morning, especially from Tim Pool's channel. If any of you know who Tim Pool is?
No.
No. He's a political commentator. He's one of the big ones. Right up there with Steven Crowder and those guys. He wears a knit hat. You never seen him without a knit hat on. And let me see if I can find somehow bring up what I'm talking about. So let me go into here and go into YouTube. Bear with me. And let's go to my, let's see here, Tim.
Yeah, one thing, Mitch, that I definitely believe in everything you do. I'm always open to change my opinion. If somebody comes up with something that makes me realize, hey, this shit isn't right or this shit's wrong, what you believe, I'm always open to move my stuff around.
You have to. You can't be married. You can't be married. But to any of this stuff, that's called being open-minded. But you can't abandon your convictions with every whim either. You've got to have a pretty high threshold before you get to the point where you say, well, everything I believed yesterday is bullshit. You know?
Well, that goes with when I found out I have cardiovascular disease about 3 years ago, when they said, oh my God, you got a heart murmur. I said, well, let's see, I'm taking your statins, taking your shit to lower my blood pressure. You're telling me take all of this shit, but now I have cardiovascular disease. What the fuck? And then
Yeah.
my dad was a guinea pig for LDL drugs back in the 60s. So I believed that side of the realm and everything. And then I find out it's everything I was sticking in my mouth that's killing me. So now it's beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I did a CGM through the summer just to see if I added in this, what it would do for a week or so. Then I would throw in a little bit of this and that. And I come to the conclusion that beef, butter, bacon, and eggs are the way to go. I threw in a few berries here and there, a few nuts here and there, but otherwise, especially one thing I noticed with myself, pasta, bread, anything with grains is a no-go.
Oh yeah, I'm
Exactly.
addicted. I'm so addicted to that. That's the essence of my sugar addiction. It's not really sweet tasting sugar. It's friggin' complex carbohydrates.
Exactly. I agree
Bread,
100%.
and that's the worst because people don't realize you may as well, if you eat a big plate of pasta, you may as well sit there with a sugar bowl in front of you because we have an enzyme in our saliva called amylase. And amylase cleaves complex carbs into simple sugars on contact.
Yep.
Before we even swallow that mouthful of pasta, we're already eating table sugar. You know, it's that fast. It's that fast.
I can drink a cup of water with sugar in it, and my glucose with my meters that I was wearing went up more with eating a slice of pizza than it did with drinking a fucking thing of sugar water. Excuse my language.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We speak
I have a
French
potty
here.
mouth.
We speak fluent
Don't
French.
bother me none.
Yeah, fluent French. And anybody that is so offended, then they're too prissy. They're too prissy and proper for this community. And we have a choice. We have a choice. We either have to change our entire personas to honor your sensitivities, or you could simply hit the off switch.
And then another thing I want to say is, after the experience I went through in July with losing my oldest son,
Oh,
I seen
sorry.
everything else in this world is pretty fucking trivial.
Oh yeah,
Really
yeah.
doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It just changes your perspective on everything. I lost my mother. Haven't lost my father yet. He's 91 and doing well. I lost my youngest brother 17 years ago, but this one really puts everything else in this world in perspective, that it doesn't really fucking matter.
It does. It absolutely does. And you start. It even makes more evident to us how we're being manipulated. Makes us
Absolutely.
put everything back in
The biggest
perspective.
thing
Say, why am I letting myself get so upset by this stupid news story? And here is a guy. I was talking about Tim Pool, okay? And let me try to
Yeah,
Let me try to find, what I'm going to try to find for you is
what pisses me
some
off.
of his latest,
my health
what?
is making my health political, using all this political shit that they're doing nowadays to try to tell us what's good, what's bad. I'll make my own decisions on that. I do the research.
That's what. But the problem with research, the problem is that you go to the library. 99% of what's in the library itself is not true.
No doubt.
So you're researching most of the time propaganda.
Just
So
like
you're basically going to work. How can you know what's right or not? That's where you have to revert back to. Keep it simple, common sense, critical thought. How can this be? This cannot be. We could not have. Life could not have developed as it did if that was any of that was indeed false. You know, you have to say, if meat was deadly, how the hell are we here and alive? How the hell are we here and alive? We couldn't possibly be if meat was deadly. Well, now we come back in 50 years when there's no human beings left, and we pretty well will make the conclusion, well, maybe sugar was deadly. Too much sugar. Maybe that's what it was.
I go by how it makes me feel. I feel
that's
fantastic. I'm 67 now. I hit the weight pile hard. I can run for miles on end without any problem. I know I got cardiovascular disease. Is my LDL being well over 350 going to kill me? Fuck, I don't know. I hope it don't. Just like what Kelsey's going through, you know, when you feel so good, how can that be bad?
Well,
exactly.
Kiltz's got it. He's got it under control.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, but I used him as an example, not because he's being open about it himself. I would never expose confidence, but he's being open about it on his own live stream, talking about the fact that once you learn these numbers, once you have them in your head, they will screw you up. They will affect you. So is there a reason to get a test? And that reason has to be you have a symptom that you need to address. So until I start getting chest pains, swelling ankles, all the symptoms of heart failure, I'm not going to assume I have heart failure and live in my doctor's office and turn myself over to them and their propaganda so that they can bring me back into the herd of sheep, inject me full of drugs, and keep me coming back every month for the rest of my life to worry about my liver enzymes. You know, and the older you get, the easier it is to adopt that attitude. If you're a 20-year-old, different story. Got a whole life ahead of you. But when you're pushing 80, you say, what am I saving it for? Do I want to spend the rest of my life worrying about dying, or do I want to spend the rest of my life living? And that's the decision that I made. And I don't say that it's right for everybody. There are some people can't live a day without being wired up to some machine and knowing exactly what the blood sugar level is at any minute. Now, that's okay if you're a diabetic. But why the hell do you need to know that if you don't have a sugar problem? If you're not a diabetic, if you're not eating sugar, if you're not craving sugar anymore, what do you care whether your blood sugar is 10 points one way or the other? Your blood sugar is doing what your body wants it to do, and your body feels healthy. When I was wearing the CM and I would eat no carbohydrates, you know, just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs every morning, my blood sugar, when you're, would be up in the 115, 120. It fluctuated so much on its own without carbohydrates all day long that it made blood sugar, to me, is not the thing to worry about. It's why did it go high? Why did it do this? And it all has to do with everything we stick in our mouth. Eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and you'll be fine. Absolutely. And nobody knows that, Michael. Nobody today outside of our little community, and you can tell that our community, by the dismal numbers we get on our videos, dismal, compared to the rest of YouTube with all their trivial nonsense that gets millions of views. You know, we try to get to 1,000 or 2 views. That doesn't mean anything. It's preaching to the choir. And most of those people who click on it don't watch much of it anyway. They click on and click right off.
I retired 5 years ago, and when I retired, I thought, okay, I got a bunch of grandkids, I got great grandkids. I need to live a long time so I can enjoy them. So I looked up longevity. So I started eating lean meat, vegetables, drinking the smoothies, doing all that. And man, I felt like shit. I lost 40 pounds in about a month and a half. I looked like shit. I felt like shit. The doctor friend of mine that seen my wife one day said, "You better fatten Michael up because he looks terrible." And then that's when we found out I had a heart murmur. And that's when I found out what I was doing was bullshit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Changed everything around, jumped on your channel, jumped on Kelsey's channel years ago. And hell, I feel fantastic. Like I say, I'm 67 and good luck outdoing me. Good luck keeping up with me during the day too. I have my wife telling me all the time, sit down, relax, sit down, relax. You're always too busy. Man, there ain't no fucking, I'll sit down and relax like you say when I'm dead.
There you go.
Till then, I'm rolling.
As will we all. As will we all.
I don't have.
Have I missed any questions, guys? Have I missed any questions? I got Tuka says, "How are you, boss?" Well, I pretty well told you how I am. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm improving a little every day. The toughest challenge that I face is still, and it's going to be for a while, balance. Some people who have strokes regain most of their function back, but the balance is such a complicated mechanism and requires such fine motor control that sometimes that doesn't ever come back to where it was. But I can I walk around all day with no support. I beat the shit out of my forearms because I walk like a drunk person sometimes, and that's not drunk. That's just my balance. Oh, Steve Sullivan's forearms.
Well, yeah, I'm a delicate flower too, just like you. I have.
Yeah, I mean, here, I don't know if you can see that. You see that on my arm there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the day they heal, boom, you got 5
Yeah,
minutes.
that's what happens. Is you get them. There's one that's almost disappeared. Was right here, and that was going away. And says, pretty soon my arms are gonna, like this arm, same thing. Let me see if I can get this in the picture. Yeah, it's almost gone on this arm now, and it's a matter of pride with me. It's funny. It's a matter of pride.
I
there's always something.
A lot myself. I'll stand on one leg.
Yeah, that's great, Michael, and that's all well and good. But wait till after you had a stroke. None of this shit that you can't equate.
Happen. I got a brother that's 62 years old in a nursing home right now because of a stroke.
Yeah,
his right leg does not work at all. His right arm works a little bit, and your recovery is 10 times better and faster than what his is. But he's on a standard American diet, living in a nursing home. All they give you is frickin' carbohydrates.
Sugar. Man, I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Pasta, potatoes, all sorts of garbage, and then they wonder
Yeah,
why.
and ice cream and Jello, and it's terrible. But what I was saying is, I was telling you the story about me and regaining my balance. It's coming back, but it'll never be what it was. I know it will never be. And I've talked to a lot of stroke survivors who are doing very well and have recovered in every way, but they still feel like they're a little drunk when they're walking. You kind of, you don't correct fast enough. So what happens, we do what's called sometimes furniture surfing. That's a great way to describe it. I love that when I heard it. Furniture surfing. You know, you're walking around the house, but you're always touching anything in reach. You're going to stabilize yourself on. Well, I decided that's not helping me. Furniture surfing. I need to let my balance learn itself, not to stabilize it. So I've been consciously trying not to furniture surf. Now, I could reach up and grab a door frame every time I walk through a door, but that's furniture surfing. So what's happened is I've been banging this shit out of my arms, and I take the baby aspirin, which means that you bruise easily. And these things that make these big dark aren't where I bang into it, it's where I scrape against it. You scrape against like the door jamb inside, and it's a sharp edge. And bango, you got a thing that's going to be dark red for a week. So I'm consciously trying now, and I hate to say it because I'll jinx it, but for 3 or 4 days I haven't hit my arms on the door frames, and I'm hoping in 3 or 4 more days it'll be clear, and I'll stop looking like a 90-year-old man with dark splotches all over me.
I do a baby aspirin every day because of the heart condition bullshit I got going on, and I'm the same way, except mine are my shins and my knees.
Yeah, I don't seem to get them anywhere except my forearms. Maybe it's because the skin on my forearms are very thin, and
exactly. You age, your skin gets thinner.
Yeah, it gets thin. You can tell by looking at the back of your hand, and you see every vein. And
I'm out in the woods all the time, and I'm always getting bruises. I get cuts and stickers. I'm loaded with that stuff.
Mitch, I'm going to jump off now. But it was nice seeing y'all. Y'all take care.
Tina, great to see you. See you on Thursday night, okay? Thursday night.
Well, now Thursday nights, I have actually disconnected from Thursday night because I am a big football fan. Sorry. So I need to watch my football.
I understand. I understand priorities. I understand where I stand.
I'm really sorry, but I just love my football. I get together with my family, and it's a family time. So
I'm a big football guy also, Tina.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed. I grew up around it, and it's just a big deal in their family. But anyway, just know that if I'm not forward or not speaking, I am watching. Okay. I'll see y'all later.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Tina. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, here we are. Rick's on the phone.
I gotta walk indoors and plug in because I'm running out of power.
Uh-oh. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Jem said, Mitch, feel bad for Kiltz. Do you think he will take statins? No, I don't think so. Kiltz has got it under control. Kiltz is a realist. Well, I like him so much. He's a realist.
I'd give my personal perspective on my crisis last year with CAC, CAC score, and statins and all that. After being carnivore 5 months, I went to my yearly physical, and I'd gone from keto, normal cholesterol to my total cholesterol was like 350. My doctor freaked out. He had me freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to die of a heart attack before I leave the office. I need to be on a statin. I need to be on blood pressure medication. And I didn't know what to do. And then luckily, between listening to your tribe and doing my own research, I'm not the least bit concerned now. I know that I don't care about my LDL. I just wish my HDL, I may do a retest here shortly to see if my HDL came up. My triglycerides are good. The ratio is 1.5.
Good.
Don't have symptoms. So I'm like Kiltz. I was concerned about my CAC score. Mine's worse. I don't know what his was. Mine's 327. But I look at it, the damage is done from 60 plus years that got me here. It's not what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and you can't fix it.
Yeah.
There's no way. And that's the whole point of my logic.
But I was talked to, like, and in fact, he had to put in my chart that, patient refuse statins. I mean, he's covering his ass. I get that.
Well, that they have to. They have to lose their
And I'm thinking,
job.
well, he's a doctor. I must be wrong. But then between listening to you and going down the rabbit hole, I know the source of this science. That's not science.
It's not science.
It's not.
Never forget Ansel Keys.
But
Now,
everybody
Ansel
knows.
Keys was a tiny
Everybody
little
knows.
part of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm
My
sorry, I didn't
total-
mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine.
My total LDL was 350. My this I just got done in July, and that's good. And my HDL is fantastic, over 100. My tries were 60, so
Yeah, perfect.
I couldn't be any better.
Perfect. And we assume that that's correct because it seems like the people with those numbers are healthier. And that's all we have to go by. Nobody has proof of any of this. There are no studies
Milton.
that show that the high HDL and the low triglycerides are better. There's no randomized control studies. None of those things are possible.
No.
Milton.
Rick?
Yeah.
You want? I'm gonna mute you while you talk to your cat. Okay. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Sorry. That's what
We were
happens when you
talking
sit here and you
about
try to
LDL.
keep up with everything and be producer, sound engineer, and everything, and trying to make a point at the same time.
I got something that's going on with me I'd like to run by you guys. I'm not
Sure,
asking
go ahead.
for you
Go
to
ahead.
answer it. I'm just trying to figure it out myself. I've been carnivore for 17 months now. And until, I don't know, in the last couple of months, I've started noticing some, I guess you'd call it muscle fatigue in my legs. I'm a cyclist. I don't feel the same energy. And I'm trying to think, well, what's going on? I haven't changed. I've felt fantastic for over a year on carnivore. And just seems like maybe I need to get some labs. I don't know if it could be related to, I've heard Papa Carnivore talk about thyroid issues, and I don't know. I haven't looked into that much. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I mean, I've gone to the creatine and leucine following your protocol and been on it a month and don't notice an improvement. I heard Dr. Nelson talk about, well, it could be your electrolytes, but I mix the Mitch formula electrolytes. And,
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
it could
still
be
not
anything.
seeing the definitive N=1. This is what's going on with me. I'm just struggling with that right now. In fact, I added a little bit of cheese, thinking maybe I need a few carbs, and I'm not seeing it. So,
Well, it's not only, I understand, and sometimes we try to, some things are unknowable. Sometimes some things are unknowable. Whatever, Rick has got the answer for you. Hold on a second. Okay, Rick, sorry. I'm trying to unmute you, but I can't. You're muted yourself.
Oh,
There you go. Okay.
okay. If you watch my videos, you know that I ride bike a lot, and I mean a lot. And I don't use electrolytes. All I drink is water. But I'm beginning to think the reason I've done so well is because I eat yogurt almost every day that I make, and I also eat cheese. So if you're not lactose intolerant, I think dairy might be a good idea, especially the yogurt, because I have gone without yogurt at times, and I just don't have the energy I normally do. So that might be something to try.
I appreciate the thought, Rick, because I was a big milk drinker. In fact, when I went keto, I went to the heavy whipping cream, and I would drink glasses of that. And then I finally went off all dairy, including cheese. And so that I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe there's just some minor component that,
Or maybe it isn't that.
yeah.
More than likely, that's not the answer. And I'm going to tell you why. And Rick, I hope I don't step on your toes or embarrass you in any way. How old are you?
You know how old I am. I'm 57.
Okay. How old are you, Steve?
I'll be 69 on November 1st.
Okay. Tell Rick the difference between being 57 and being almost 70.
Oh my God. 57, I thought
baby,
I thought I could
infantile,
eat through
embryo.
a diet, and
So
in my
what I would do at your age is talk to other people who are your age and have had the same problem,
well,
and see if
you're-
you can't
you're
find
my
an answer
people.
there.
You're my people.
Yeah, but you understand
no
what I'm
people.
saying. Younger people, and Rick, it's why I can't listen to a 30-year-old carnivore influencer tell me what I need to be doing. Sorry, it's different, and it's possible that you're just getting old, and you're not going to have that 30-year-old level of performance until you're 100. Now,
I'm going to try an N=1 experiment next week. Kelsey and Dr. Nelson are going to do a 5-day fast starting a week from Monday.
whether that helps your muscle strength or not, who knows? How do you
In the
tell?
past, when I've done a 5-day fast 4 months ago, and the energy was incredible, and I was on my bike. I didn't have this fatigue. I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll just go to that.
Well, you can try these things. I'm just saying
I'm
that.
not saying it's going to fix it. I'm just trying to,
Yeah, and you have
find
to.
a clue.
But what I'm saying is a problem like you're having, trying to nail down what's the cause of it is almost next to impossible. It could be any one of 1,000
I agree.
obscure, tiny little things. There may be some tiny little nutrient that you used to get in the meat you buy that because they changed processors, that meat doesn't have that in it anymore. And that's what's going on. How the hell can any of us ever discover in any scientific way and be absolutely certain? So what's happening and what I've been commenting about is the world has us all chasing our tails, changing every 5 minutes, looking for an immediate result about something that maybe took 3 years to manifest itself. So you got to always try to go back to the basics. And I think that's all we can do. And we still can't stop getting older, and we still can't stop losing our energy as we get older and having our muscles work less because we're not as young as we used to be, and our cells are dying more rapidly because that's the natural progression of life. I can't, and I don't know if anybody will be able to give you even a clue as to why that might be. But you have to experiment, try different things. I do it every day. I say, wow, I had a little more energy yesterday than I have today. Then I try to figure out what it was. Well, how could I possibly tell? It could have been any of 1,000 things. Maybe I needed another 1 hour of REM sleep, which I didn't get, that I got the night before. How do I know? And you can just take your best guess. But to try to constantly change up, that's one thing I admire about Rick. Rick never changes a thing. Rick is the in fact, I want to scold Rick all the time. I want to smack him. I want to say, first of all, Rick, you're not the person on the planet Earth that's been carnivore the longest. You're not. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people living in countries all over the world that have been carnivore all their life, never eaten a plant. They wouldn't eat plants when they were kids, and they still won't eat them, and they live on meat, and they're healthy. They just don't know they're a carnivore because they didn't label it. That's all. So when you became a carnivore, way back when, you didn't call it a carnivore. No, none of us did. So, kudos that you've been doing it, but you've been doing it all your life, not because you decided to do it, instinctually.
Yeah.
Your body knew that was the way to eat. And in that respect, you had a leg up on all of us because while you were busy collecting old telephones, we were all reading health gurus' books, trying to learn about the perfect vegan diet and spinach smoothies and all that shit. So the fact that you're an isolationist kind of guy when it comes to your daily life and your activities. That it pretty well steered you towards living more instinctually than the rest of us have been able to do, trying to learn from everybody else. And that's rare, man. That's rare. You are a very lucky young man.
The instinctual part. I've got a 30-month-old great grandson, and I go down and visit him. And when we go down, I live in Iowa. I got beef all around me, butcher shops all around me. I take down big porterhouses and stuff like that when I go see my grandson down in Fort Riley, and my great grandson comes up. He'll eat literally a pound of meat by himself and throw all the rest of the shit on the floor.
Nice.
All the vegetables, all the pasta, all of that. He puts up his finger and shakes, no, and says, meat. That's what the kid eats. And he's monster big and smart. What a difference that has made for this child.
Yeah, it's true. And that's because at the heart of all of us, our species, we're animals first.
Absolutely.
We're mammals first. And whatever else we layered on top of it because we got sentient, because our brains got nourished to the point where our computing power increased. We got a processor and memory upgrade. And we start thinking, everything that came before that, we were living as animals up until about 2 or 3 million years ago, when the first of our species, Homo, genus Homo, evolved. But you see, even with that, I can't, the science thing, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to make a video today, people. I'm going to make a video today recommending a video that I think everybody on planet Earth should watch. It's not an easy video to watch. It's an interview, and I won't tell you her name now, but you'll see it. It's an interview with a woman who is a Muslim, brown skin, paleoanthropologist who struggled through most of her life trying to reconcile the differences in her deep-seated beliefs based on her tribal culture, her religion, and the science that she's pretty well can't ignore anymore because that's her field of study of evolutionary biology, paleoanthropology, and the tons of irrefutable evidence that for the first part of her life she fought the struggle to reconcile the difference between the religious beliefs and scientific evidence, which was becoming more and more compelling that you couldn't ignore for evolution. And this is a very, very, very fascinating story of epiphany and having to alienate most of her loved ones and family and friends and previous life because she couldn't ignore the reality of it. And a brilliant woman, this woman went on to create and direct the PBS documentaries called Human, about where we all came from. But listening to her talk about her metamorphosis from tribal beliefs and brainwashing for generations and what it takes to reconcile it in your own mind and then point out this same hypocrisy in everybody else out there where any common sense is always trumped by religious dogma. I think everybody should see it. Not everybody will. Not everybody will want to sit through it. Not everybody has the brain power capable of following her story. But I'm going to recommend it to people. And then I'm going to recommend that we all brush our teeth just like Rick, setting an example for us. Arm and Hammer. Yes, sir. That's best stuff to brush your teeth with. Non-sweet. Non-sweet. Yeah. But anyway, we're coming up on 8:30. We had a nice little panel today.
Where's
Want to thank. I did get through the chat. There's a question. Roxanne Friend here at the end asked Rick, how much yogurt do you eat every day? I love this stuff. I quit it. Okay. However much you want to eat, I guess. How much yogurt do you eat a day, Rick?
I eat a lot more than I think most people should because I eat about a cup of yogurt a day. But I think the average person might be better off with half of that. I've done it for so long. I think I'm used to it.
I hate yogurt. I never ate yogurt. I couldn't stand thought when I was a kid. Somebody told me what yogurt was, and I said, yuck, there's no way I am going to eat trillions of bacteria. Sorry.
I love
Sorry.
We make our own yogurt around here also, and I actually love the shit.
Yeah,
There you go.
my daughter is addicted to frozen yogurt, unfortunately, and that's the root of her problem. It's
And when
not
I make my yogurt, obviously no sugar, nothing, and I ferment for 36 hours.
Oh,
They say that according to the research that I did, you get X amount of the bacterium you're looking for, and after 36 hours of fermentation, it starts to come down. So they say most yogurts that you get in the store obviously have sugar in them, but they're only fermented 4 hours, 6 hours, like that. I do mine for 36.
the stuff in the stores is not being sold as a health food. It's being sold as health food, as sugar, addictive sugar disguising itself
Well, that's
as health food, like a protein bar and a granola bar and all that breakfast cereals, and we're all being used, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys,
L-Reuteri and inulin. That's what I make mine out of.
well,
yeah.
if you like it and you see benefit from it, but for me, I would rather not eat fermented foods. I'd rather not eat, because I don't eat sugar.
Sure.
I do not eat sugar, so I don't have the microbiome that ferments sugar in me. I'm not going to put any microbiome in me that I managed to find a way to live without. I agree with Kiltz 1,000% on that. We should strive for having no bugs in our body. The reason that we need the symbiotic microbiome is because we eat the crap that we need them to help us get out of our body and get rid of. We're not cows. We're carnivores. If you're a cow, yeah, you need all that stuff. But we just keep coming up with convoluted reasons, I think, my opinion, to do things.
Mine tastes just like sour cream.
So does mine.
I can't eat sour cream. I hate sour cream.
Oh,
I don't like
I love it.
I don't even like dairy. I never did. So it's easy for me not to eat that stuff. And
I love cheese.
I never ate cheese. I ate cheese. I wouldn't put a bite of cream cheese or cottage cheese in my mouth to save your life, let alone mine.
I don't eat cottage cheese, but hard cheeses I do.
But we're all different. We're all different.
Hard cheeses are carbohydrate free.
We're all different. We're all different.
Absolutely.
We're all different. And there's so many different theories that you can buy into. Dairy is for babies. Well, that about knocks all of it out, doesn't it?
Just find what works for you. That's all.
Yeah. And what it feels natural, and what solves the biggest problems that you have, whether it be cravings, sugar problems.
I have a problem with cravings since I started this.
Well, nobody who becomes a real carnivore and really follows it and cuts out the sugar.
I get cravings.
For what?
Duck and iguana.
I was going to say, and old telephones. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to throw you all out, and I'm going to get on with my day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Steve,
Thanks, Mitch.
Steve, thanks for breaking the ice here. Rick, thank you. Good to see you. So let's see. Should I wait for you to, or just throw you all out?
Kick our ass out. We'll
kick
see
your
Have a
ass
good
out.
day.
Okay, Michael. Take care. Hey, good
Yes,
to
sir.
see you again. Good to see you again. And Steve,
See ya.
don't be a stranger, man.
Okay.
Take care. And that leaves me and some happy music. Well, it wasn't a bad show. I got a chance to rant a little bit. We ended up with over 100 people. That's great. That's great. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's the start of a new week for me. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I hope you all like that idea of me putting clips out from my morning live streams, because I think I say some pretty good stuff that nobody ever gets to hear. Now, maybe I'm too proud of myself, but sounds good to me, and I'm my biggest critic, so I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing that, and we'll see what happens. With that being said, everybody say goodbye to your friends in the chat. DS111, Lady June, Lori Weitzel. Thomas is here. Hi, Thomas. Mike Sealy, have a good day to you. Nikki W. Is that Willa Knotts? New name. Welcome. Jim, thank you. Thank you for participating. Glad you enjoyed it. Love the clips. Brian, Dish, Mitch, enjoy the rest of your day and do what you want. That's the one luxury I do have. Do what I want to do. Main Runner, Donna Ray, bye to you. And Lori, always glad to see you here. Who did I miss? I'm sure I missed John Beatty, Art. I'm sure I missed plenty of people. So, hi and bye to everybody else. For now, see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. after Kelsey. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.